Alan Moon, that's in the pledge of allegiance, please. Oh, man. I. The pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, just to let everyone know that this is being recorded and something that is said or written down in the chat before I believe it.
The presentation tonight will be presented by Julia Cuthbertson, Community Engagement Manager, South Wind, Snow, NYC Smoke Free. Okay, we'll skip this right now. We'll go to public speaking. Open to speakers with a 2-minute limit. Okay. First one is Nikki Briscoe.
There we go. This is in relation to the new building proposed at Ocean Towers on West 24th Street. And I want to say I live there. The company should not be granted permits to build this new building. It's going to destroy our sunlight and our fresh air for the existing building that's already there. And it's also going to have massive construction that's going to cost us valuable parking. It's also going to create toxic air, pollution, and the noise. For 4 years already, we've been putting up with construction noise. There's going to be more of that. Now, the toxic air, the pollution, and the noise, that's also going to affect the school that's directly across the street. Now, the current building tenants have been misled to believe that this is a done deal, and there's nothing that we can do about it. This is what I commonly hear from the majority of tenants who do not want this new building, as we feel they should fix our current situation instead of building a new one. The elevators are constantly broken, trapping and stranding people. It looks like a bus station out there on some days. The plumbing is dangerous, literally scalding water and pipes. I burned my finger the other day with trying to wash my face on the pipe, the faucet. It's consistently a failure. They have tried to fix it and they don't fix it. Now, I posted some flyers to inform the rest of the community at Ocean Towers that this is not a done deal. I wanted to inform them of the community board meetings and let them know that they had a voice. And I literally was told that I could be sued for doing that and the police could be called on me. Now, I want to say we have money to build a completely new building and want to focus on suing a tenant or calling the police on a tenant for trying to tell the other people in the community that they do have a voice, that they do have a chance, that they could come to one of these meetings and speak. Now, I want to just say that.
Just wrap it up, please.
Okay, that's unscrupulous behavior, and I'm asking the community board to please do not reward this permit. Let's not let them pull one over on our community. We've had enough. We have a mayor now that protects the people in the community, and let's start here with our community board. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. Next speaker, Marissa Solomon. Two minutes, Marissa.
Tonight, the community board is being asked to change the zoning for the property along West 24th Street. But it's important to realize just what you're being asked for. Under current zoning, the developer can build a 9-story building as of right. What the developer is asking you for is to give him the space, the real estate, from the 9th floor to the 18th, so he can build a much higher building than is currently allowed, in addition to lowering the number of parking spaces required and the distance between the two buildings. This space, this real estate, does not belong to the developer. It belongs to the public. The developer knew he didn't own this space when he bought the property. But now the developer is asking the government to give him this space, this valuable piece of real estate, basically for free. which would come at the expense of the residents of the current building on West 24th Street, as well as the students at PS 288. Their natural sunlight will be taken away from them, and the value of that will be put into the pocket of this millionaire developer, even though the very first zoning laws in New York were put into place in order to preserve natural sunlight for people living in apartments. Also, there's the additional traffic and strain on current community resources that this new building would bring, the costs of which would have to be borne by the public, not the developer. He would not have to contribute to the cost of the additional police, firefighters, teachers, sanitation workers that the new residents of the building would require. The developer would get all the profits while the city would get all of the expense. In addition, the developer is seeking to use the city's ELA program, which would loan him up to 90% of the construction costs for the new building. The city would be buying him his new building. And if you look at the other buildings the developer owns, there's a long pattern of open violations, and he has filed many eviction attempts against his tenants, very few of which get approved. And then we wonder why the rent is so high in this city. They say it's business, but what kind of business deal is it when the city basically buys a new building for a developer who has this kind of record without getting anything really in return? When people say the system is rigged, it's these kind of deals that they are talking tonight. But tonight, the members of the community board can vote against rigging the system by voting against the zoning changes the developer is seeking. Thank you.
Thank you, Marissa. Next speaker, Dawn Bess.
Good afternoon, good evening. My name is Dawn Bess. I'm a lifelong resident of Coney Island. I was born in Coney Island Hospital, and I've lived in Ocean Towers for over 20 years. I'm here tonight because while I see all development happening across Coney Island, I also see something else, longtime residents like myself being overlooked. On almost every corner, new buildings are going up. But people who have been here for decades, who built this community, are still living with basic issues that have not been addressed. Now this development is coming to our doorstep, and I must ask, why are we talking about building something new when what we have already has not been properly taken care of? Let's talk about the reality. We are dealing with garbage in front of our building. There are ongoing issues with pet ownership that are not being enforced. Inside of our apartments, many of us are living with outdated appliances, old cabinets, inadequate window coverings. These are not luxuries, these are basic living conditions that we are asking for. And on top of that, we are still using an outdated system to pay rent in 2026. This is unacceptable. Before any new building goes up, the owner should be required to invest in the people who already are there, fix what exists there already. And just as important, residents deserve a voice. We should have a tenant group or an adversary team that is heard when decisions are being made about where we live. I am not here to oppose change. I understand that change is inevitable. And I am now neutral on this project, but I strongly oppose to being ignored or being treated as a second-class citizen. This projected building will in fact change the view that we have been afforded for years, but all around us, our view has been obstructed by other properties being built. Take care of the current residents, improve our living conditions, show us that we matter before moving forward with anything new, because community is not defined by building you up. It is defined by how you treat people that is already living there. I would like to submit this to the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Dawn. The next speaker, Rochelle Mendenhall. I'll see her. Okay, Suzette Robbins. Suzette Robbins. Don't see it. Okay. Next speaker is Demetrius Morganis. Morganis. Thank you, sir. Everybody speak. Everybody,
So the microphone.
on the left, right.
Do I face this?
No,
No, in the front.
Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Demetrius Morajanis. I am the developer and the managing. Yeah.
You can speak as a,
Let's start again.
Public speaking.
Demetrius Morajanis, managing partner with Ocean Towers Farms. That's the building 24th Street. And I'm the developer, working the partners, the Community Development Trust, for the proposed building on 25th Street, which is the west part of the property. We own that property. We purchased it in 2013. We've met with several people and done several things since the last time we've seen you. One of the things that we did is we took a vote throughout the building on the 24th Street side, the Ocean Towers Farms building, and we received 270 votes. 70% of the votes were yes for the development. The other 30 were no. Those votes have been documented. Percent. On 25th Street, there's something I'd like to say about 25th Street. That area, after the school closes and in the evening, is not such a great area. It's dark, cars are being broken into, and it's probably dangerous to walk here alone. So I believe what we're going to bring is something vibrant and very useful to the community, and it will give people apartments. The average rent in Brooklyn is $4,226. That is a tremendous rent compared to the rents that we're going to be giving to people.
Demetrius, wrap it up, please.
Yes, well, basically, I think you know where we are. We own the property, we've taken a vote. People in the building in front on 29, 50, 60, 70, West 24th Street want this building, and we call the building the Ocean Green. Thank you.
No, excuse me. No outbursts. Excuse me, no outbursts. Thank you. David Fleming.
Good evening, everybody. It's my first time here where it's over 20 degrees outside, so spring is on its way. I just want to thank the board and all the members of the community for hearing us out and giving us all the feedback, positive, negative, indifferent. We appreciate hearing everybody's opinion. Since the first meeting when we were here, I think it was towards the end of January, as Demetrius pointed out, we polled the current tenants at Ocean Towers, and the response has been overwhelmingly positive for the new proposed project. In addition, we spoke with the principal and assistant principal and other faculty members of PS 288. We had a good meeting with them. They voiced their concerns. They provided us with a lot of information about the school and some good feedback for us to take to heart. We discussed certain things about maybe there's some additional noise mitigation measures we can do. So we're looking into that right now. As you've seen in some of the materials we provided, there are construction measures that we've committed to. We're looking to see if we can go and do something above and beyond that. We also talked with the principal and other school members about possibly turning this into a teaching exercise for the students, which they seem to really think is a good idea. We can provide them with materials and other information about how a building is constructed and what goes into it. And then also the possibility of seeing if we could figure out how the students could access and use the proposed new green space that will be constructed during school hours under school supervision. So that they have some other play areas to explore. In advance of this meeting, we provided the board with some additional information and materials about these efforts and additional information since the first meeting. I hope that that demonstrates to everybody a good faith effort on our part, that we heard the comments, we heard the feedback. Obviously, we cannot address everything, but we are trying to address as much as we can. And at the end of the day, we're affordable housing developers. That is what we do. So New York City right now is in a tremendous affordable housing crisis. We're just trying to do our small part to help with that. So thank you for your time and appreciate it.
Our last speaker is Richard Lobels.
No.
Elena, this is public speaking. It is public. No, I want to agree with open meeting one. Let's speak it. Sorry.
Seen, I have never seen taking time to present.
This is not a presentation, this is public speaking. Call up the open meeting law. Okay. Excuse me. Richard, you got 2 minutes.
Thanks, everyone. Richard Lobel, I'm zoning counsel to Demetrios. Just want to kind of clear the record in terms of some of the statements that were made. So the rezoning, what it's actually accomplishing is not necessarily the provision of new square footage here. The site itself is zone R6, which gives it a floor area ratio of 4.8. So what does that mean? It means that right now you can put a 330,000 square foot building on this site. The proposal allows for a residential building of that square footage, 34,000. So really what it enables us to do is to put housing there. When you talk about housing and you talk about Community Board 13, in 2020, the census data demonstrates that there was a 4.5 increase in population over the last 10 years, but a decrease in housing to the point where the vacancy rate went down to 1.6%. Why is housing so expensive and so hard to find? Because it's not being built. This enables you to take a site, which would normally now be a building of 330,000 square feet, a very block type of building with very little yard space, and would be half filled with doctor's offices. It allows you to create 400 units of residential housing, which is going to be affordable and also allows for improvements to the site. You're going to now have a 20,000 square foot park between the buildings. You're going to have a 10,000 square foot community facility in the form of what we've talked about being daycare. You're going to have 7,800 square feet for a new food store, grocery store. All of these things basically together are the reason why when the vote went out to the building and 270 people were asked what they want to do, 70% of them said yes. We asked that the community board respect the fact that these tenants looked at the opportunity to have recreational space to relax between the buildings, that there's going to be the opportunity to go to a grocery store nearby, someplace to leave your kids. And they basically said, this is something we want. And we hope that the community board can respect and to support that. And we thank you for your time.
That's it. No, speaking. Okay. The last speaker, excuse me, is. No correspondence.
Representing and they giving out false information because I never got a.
No conversation, please.
You should have been allowed to come here and present.
Yes, it's open meeting law.
So now it's open meeting for me.
No.
So,
You can't say it now. Because you already went to public speaking. That's how I look there. I'm a special bylaw.
It needs to be rewritten. They don't have a right to come here and spread false information that they gave out 240 when there's over way more people living in Ocean Town.
Okay, you finish?
No, I'm not, but I'm really up to stop.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine, you got 2 minutes.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna speak about on a completely different subject that worries me and should worry everyone. My name is Fanny Vasilevsky, and I'm here talking to you as the resident of our community. I repeat, as a resident, not a board member. I want to bring up the subject of anti-Semitism that is destroying our community and indeed the entire world. The hate over Jews is the ancient problem that plagued the mankind for centuries, Yet this time is different. It is different because it is happening in the United States of America, where Constitution protects all minorities, including Jews. This is what our beautiful country stands for. Make no mistake, thinking that if you are not Jewish, it will not affect you. It certainly will. History teaches us that if one minority group is not safe, no minority group is safe. I see in this large gathering that there are representatives of almost every minority group that there is. Beautiful, this is how it's supposed to be. But do not think that that could not happen in our community. It starts with small things like acknowledging St. Patrick's Day, Ramadan, and upcoming Black History Month, but forgetting the International Holocaust Remembrance Day. That happened in our community. Why I'm telling you this? I'm telling you this that so we together can fight the hate, the bigotry, the lies that running rampant in the country and in our community. It was not too late to fight it. You can fight it in small individual ways. Teach your children to be tolerant, not to give up to violence. Go to PCAS meetings, see what they teach your children. Take stands when you see that a Jewish person is assaulted. You can do a lot of things if you choose the good instead of darkness. The rise of anti-Semitism never ends up with the Jews, but the lesson that the human history gives us shows that the Jewish people will be saved one way or another, thanks to God. Yet those who persecute the Jews will always face destruction and disgrace. Just remember 1945, the end of Nazi Germany. Just remember, if you do not fight for our beautiful country and what it stands for it will be destroyed. Thank you so much.
We'll move on to the elected officials. You got speakers yet?
Yes, speaker, okay, Judy. There you go.
Okay, let's do the presentation.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great.
Public session is now closed. We're doing the presentation of the New York City smoke free.
You can just, you can see it.
Great, hey everyone, my name is Julia Robertson. I'm the Brooklyn Community Engagement Manager with NYC Smoke Free. We're a nonprofit, we're a program of a nonprofit organization called Biblical Solutions. This is my youth engagement manager partner, Leila Molina. We're just we're gonna breeze through these slides about 10 minutes, tell you a bit about our program and the resources that we offer and ways we can benefit you in CD13. And then maybe we'll have a few minutes for a Q&A at the end. Oh, it's on the mountains.
Slide it down here. Sorry.
No worries.
The PowerPoint didn't work.
Oh, no worries. Okay, perfect. And so just quickly about public health solutions, as Julia mentioned, NYC Smoke Free is a program of PHS. We're the largest public health nonprofit in New York City, and we do work to help New York City's most vulnerable families. I'm going to talk really quickly about our most important initiative areas. So these are our goal areas, and we only have 10 minutes. So for the youth engagement side, I do focus on the first initiative area and the second. So we do want to focus on the point of sale. We focus on tobacco imagery and tobacco products that are sold at the retail environment. So whenever a student or anybody really in New York City walks into a bodega, into a corner store, into a gas station, anywhere they can purchase a tobacco product, we want to ensure that that imagery is not being spread to our young adults, and that marketing, that they're aware of that marketing, and that they're not being bombarded by it, whether that's through social media or through physically. And then the last initiative area that I focused on is a newer initiative area. It's environmentally based. We're focused on tobacco product waste. So cigarette butts are the most littered item on the planet. 4.5 trillion are littered every single year. So we do want to focus on the impact of that as well as e-cigarette waste. We know that tobacco, in terms of what youth are using, e-cigarettes are the product of choice for them. So the majority of them are disposable, and so they're not supposed to be thrown in the garbage, but the majority of them are, and they're made of plastics. So there's a huge issue with how to dispose and how to recycle with them. And Julia, our fearless leader over here, focuses on creating smoke-free spaces in New York City. So that includes smoke-free housing policies, as well as smoke-free outdoor air policies to combat the exposure of secondhand smoke. And overall, we are here to combat the e-cigarette and flavored tobacco product epidemic. And we are a small but mighty team. The two of us only cover all of Brooklyn. So we are trying our very best to make ourselves known in South Brooklyn again as well. And so this is our youth engagement program, the reality check program. We work with students ages 13 to 18. It is a student-led adult supported program. So we do provide the resources and the guidance for students, but we do like them to be at the forefront of the initiative. So their ideas, their dreams, to try to make that come true. So we do this through a mix of education, advocacy, and outreach. And we do have a program in all of the boroughs, but again, we're focusing on Brooklyn. And really our job is to expose the tobacco industry, their deceptive marketing, their deceptive tactics, and never put the onus on the students who may be using tobacco, never try to shame them, but try to educate them and provide them with the resources and let them know that we're here to help them. Yeah, that's really it. A sum up for the reality check program. And these are just some data that we have for youth smoking rates in New York City. This is the most recent data that we have from the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. About 9,000 New York City public high school students smoke cigarettes, and about 32,000 report using e-cigarettes. So we know the e-cigarette number is higher. These are self-reported numbers. So we have a lot more work to do. And then wrapping up, 1 second, for reality check, we know that there's not one size fits all. So we like to have a variety of opportunities and initiatives for students to experience. So whether they're more interested in advocacy and engagement or creative expression, we like them to be able to try whether they like one of these things or all of these things, have a well-rounded approach. So I will stop yapping and I will pass it over to Julia. Ooh. Sorry, that slide is getting me. But I really want you to look at it, so I'm gonna go back to it.
All right. So this is really just to say that we still have many smokers in New York City. It is still the #1 cause of premature death and disease, not only in New York City, but countrywide and worldwide. Big tobacco has big dollars to get new and exciting products into the hands of Brooklynites, and so we are here to combat their efforts. Yeah. Okay, so we also really focus on secondhand smoke exposure. So we don't work directly in cessation, meaning we don't personally have resources to provide people to quit smoking, although we can refer you to programs to do that. But we're here to really focus on secondhand smoke exposure as well. Secondhand smoke exposure, surprise, surprise, is really bad. And this, you can see some of the health effects that are really, there's some people who are exposed to secondhand smoke exposure who've never smoked a cigarette in their life, who unfortunately pass away from the same effects that you would see from someone smoking a cigarette. So that is very concerning. All right, and so we do all of our work through our health disparities lens, health equity. And so of course we see disparities among vulnerable populations, people with low income, low education, racial ethnic minorities, people with mental illness and substance abuse use it as a coping mechanism, and the LGBTQAI+ population as well. All right, we also do a lot of work around menthol cigarettes. We know, about 85% of African Americans choose menthol cigarettes. It is a cigarette of choice among youth and a lot of populations of color. It's a minty compound that makes it sort of masks the harshness of cigarettes. So it makes it easier to get addicted and harder to quit. And so we find that very concerning. Menthol use in Brooklyn. This is the latest data from 2023. So, I like Brooklyn to be the best in most ways, but not when it comes to numbers of menthol cigarette smokers. And so, yes, we are the most populous borough, but we do have the highest number of menthol cigarette smokers in the city. And so we would like to see those numbers go down as well. Of course, health consequences are the greater dependence upon nicotine. compared to non-menthol users, easier to start, harder to quit, as I already said, and increased risk of cancers, cardiovascular diseases, and respiratory conditions. Okay, so one of the big initiative areas I work on is called smoke-free housing. That's where we create smoke-free protections for a residential building. We work with buildings of all types, whether it's condos, co-ops, market rate rentals, supportive, affordable senior housing. And we work with, tenant groups, with landlords, developers, property managers to develop policies, because we know that the only way to not experience secondhand smoke in your own home, where you spend the most amount of time, is by eliminating it from the building. Around 65% of air is shared in a building. You've probably smelled your neighbors cooking, which sometimes is not so bad, but it's not so great when it's their tobacco smoke coming into your apartment. And so we can guide you through that process. We can provide you technical assistance, educational materials, policy templates, and we also have complimentary signage. We have helped tens of thousands of families live in smoke-free environments, and we're very proud of that. The other big initiative area that I work on, we call tobacco-free outdoor air. This is partnering with employers, faith-based leaders, and community organizations to establish smoke-free protections for their entryways. So it's really to prevent, having to walk through a cloud of smoke when you go into a building. It really increases the appeal of your property, protects your community. The sign that you see is St. John the Divine in the Upper West Side actually created that. We also provide complimentary signage that doesn't look like that, but we just thought their own signage was so clever that we would show you what they came up with. And again, we can guide you through the process, give you policy templates, and we can also refer you to cessation services at the statewide level. And then we are wrapping up. These are the benefits, of course, which I sort of mentioned. The main ones being health, increasing the appeal of your property. It's safer, you don't have cigarette butts to clean up. And it encourages people to stop smoking, right? So that's ultimately what we want to do, is drive down smoking rates. And so this is our last slide, ways that we can partner together. So if you are a business owner, if you go to a house of worship, if you are a manager, a developer, landlord, or you are simply a tenant who would like to bring your building smoke-free, we can help you do that. If you have a teen that would like to get involved with our reality check program, please talk to us. We can try to reach out to the school, make that happen. Or just make introductions. We're only 2 people, so it's really helpful to get in front of an audience and just let you know that we're here. We're here to help, provide free resources. So please stay in touch. And I think these are our email addresses. If you want to take a photo, write it down. And we're very happy to answer some questions.
With questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, did you ever smoke?
Did I? Good question. I have never been a smoker, I would say. When I was younger, about 20 years ago, there was an occasional late night, and I didn't really enjoy it. I don't think anyone really enjoys their first cigarette, do they? That's,
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about my experience. I started smoking when I was 35.
Okay.
We just have some questions, right?
Yes, this is gonna be. But when I start smoking, someone teach me first, and I teach my brother, which is bad. But after that, someone told me, if you want to quit smoking, this is the reason for e-smoke. Start the bed, and then you will quit.
Right.
But I became more addicted to the. That's why the 30,000.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Yes. We're talking about vaping, yeah, which is just as addictive and worse in other ways. So thank you.
I like it.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes.
But I guess saying first.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Are you working on with the people who use tobacco? What about marijuana?
Very good question. We do not formally work on marijuana. We're funded by the New York State Bureau of Tobacco Control. And so funding kind of dictates what you're allowed to work on. But of course, it's in the periphery, and we know that the legalization of recreational marijuana is affecting tobacco. There's a lot of cross use, secondhand smoke exposure. It's complementing smoke-free protections that are already in place. And so while we don't formally work on it, it definitely is part of our work. Absolutely. Yeah, thank you.
the age that you guys said that you target is 13 to 18?
Yes.
So what about a little younger than that, since it sounds like the 13 to 18-year-olds are already smoking?
That's a great question. So we know that 90% of smokers start before the age of 18. The average age is 13. We do work with schools, middle schools and elementary schools. Actually, we give presentations and workshops. It's just for the reality check program to become like a core formal member. We do because again, funding and grants and the powers that be above us. That is the age requirement for that program specifically, but we don't rule out anybody who's younger. We know that middle schoolers are also using e-cigarettes and smoking as well. So if we have a partner who reaches out to us or a school who, for example, is in middle school or elementary school, we will partner and do presentations and workshops as well. That's a great question.
I'm glad that Tanya brought up the weed, and I'm glad to hear that you are peripherally working with this, because young people, as far as I could see, are smoking weed even more than they're smoking cigarettes. And if there's an issue with the building where there's a problem with weed smoke, would you be addressing that, or you're only addressing issues with cigarette smoke?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We encourage comprehensive smoke-free policies. So in all of our templates and our policy language, they include every kind of smoke, really. So whether it's e-cigarettes, hookah, cannabis, or tobacco, we encourage all of those to be included, absolutely. And our signage also have symbols for vapes, cigarettes, and joints, essentially, to signify cannabis.
In your presentation, you stereotyped African Americans as the ones that like to smoke menthol cigarettes. So I would say moving forward, you need to reword that. And if you're gonna pick a category, get everybody, not just make it one specific group. Because I am an African American, I never smoked. Understand?
Yeah.
So, these things are help.
Yeah, I appreciate that. The statistic is that 85% of African Americans who choose to smoke menthol cigarettes. So that's a statistic that, is pretty extreme. And so we like to talk about it. So 65% of Latinos and other minority groups also smoke at higher rates. Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Well, I had a question. What smoking in an apartment buildings was banned a long time ago?
Oh,
Uh,
good question. Yeah, well, you're lucky in that I suppose you don't experience that much secondhand smoke exposure in your own home. We get that people have never smelled secondhand smoke and then they move to a new apartment and they thought, well, what's happening here? All of a sudden I have a neighbor who's smoking. How is this allowed? It is not a law. There was a law that was passed in 2017 called the Smoking Disclosure Law. And that requires every residential building that has 3 units or more to disclose what their policy is, but it doesn't have to be smoke-free. They just have to have a policy and disclose it publicly.
Great. Last one?
Yes. Well, nice question.
Yeah.
How to phrase it, my question is, from your experience, you mentioned that there's developments and that there's like epidemic, as you said, of the e-cigarettes. What's the reason why the youngsters, move into e-cigarettes instead of the regular cigarettes? And why is the epidemics right now? Since the States and the United States, the whole country's banning tobacco, why we still have growing numbers of young people getting to e-cigarettes?
That's a great question. So e-cigarettes, even though they were originally marketed to be for a cessation tactic, they have flavors, which the majority of young people who use e-cigarettes mention that they use it because of the flavors. So there are thousands of flavors. There are, just to name a few, Fruity Pebbles, there's dessert flavors, there's candy flavors. They're very discreet. So when, for example, the big e-cigarette came on the market, Juul, a lot of people didn't know people were smoking. When you're smoking a cigarette, you can tell right away. A lot of young people were able to use e-cigarettes discreetly, people didn't know what they were. They were addicted to the nicotine quickly. The flavors enticed them. They came in like very bright packaging. Their friends were doing it, peer pressure. And a lot of them weren't aware of those in their products. Because e-cigarettes are also synonymous with vapes, they felt vapes were, well, there's just water vapor in here. There's not any chemicals in here. So there was a lot of misinformation, and also there was a huge marketing and deceptive tactics by the tobacco industry, unfortunately.
What is that? Problem. Marketing problem, because no kids are drinking alcohol. But everybody in school, they use e-cigarettes. How can the government get involved to somehow stop distribution of cigarettes to kids? That's the problem, because you're talking about flavors. You can get any flavors in a liquor store, but they're not getting a liquor, right?
Well,
Why they go to school? Because and as I understand, as I understand, in the classroom, they vape.
mhm.
So what's the problem? Is that the problem with the kids or with the school? Or with the teacher? Or with the-
It's an all around problem. Again, nicotine is a highly addictive chemical, so it can be very difficult to quit once you start. It can be an issue with the school as well if they're not aware of what the students are going through. It can also be something where you need resources, you need support to quit nicotine as well. And also there is a regulation problem. There are thousands and tons of illegal e-cigarettes coming into the US every single day that are not grabbed or that are not confiscated right away. That's a huge problem for our country and really New York as well. So that's something that our government is working on. That's the best answer that I can give.
Yeah, and there also has been legislation proposed at the city level and the state level to ban all types of products, but big tobacco has a lot of dollars to lobby and push back against it, so that's sort of what we're up against.
Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome. Thanks so much.
We're gonna move on to the elected officials, Assembly Member Alfred Krasny. Rebecca? No, okay. Erica Courtney, Council Member Inverna.
Good evening, so nice to see everybody. I just want to share an event that we're having on Sunday, April 12th from 10 to 2. It's a community recycling event. It's gonna be in front of Shorefront Y. It's e-waste disposal, computers, keyboards, laptops, TVs, textiles. Certain items are not accepted. I have some flyers in the back if you want to grab some. I know the community board has been helping us promote. So we wanted to do something for the community, so we hope to see you on Sunday, April 12th. That's it.
Thank you, Erica. Open floor with State Senator Jessica Gonzalez.
Good evening, everyone. Senator Stanton wanted me to share some past legislation with you. Senate Bill S5392, which allows certain nonprofits to help restore and protect New York's wetlands, making these areas cleaner, healthier, and better for plants, animals, and people. Senate Bill S4322 addresses stealthing by allowing individuals to file a civil lawsuit if a protective device is removed or tampered without consent. Okay, and now I'd like to share with you, the New York State Council on the Arts has opened applications for 1.76 million in reserve fund grants that are designed to continue supporting organizations that have received the NYSCA funding in the past. Organizations that have received the NYSCA funding in the past 3 years and have been operating budgets of 150,000 to 3 million are encouraged to apply for grants up to 50,000. Now, the deadline to apply is Tuesday, May 5th at 5 p.m. of this year. So for more information, I left flyers in the back, and you can either scan the QR code or bring the website up, or call our office for more information. Also, we have a mammogram event this year, and this is a no-cost mammogram, and this will be Sunday, April 20th, from 9 to 5 at the Coney Island Gospel Assembly, and that's 2828 Neptune Avenue. Also, we have the scan code. When you scan the code, a time will come up. So the time that you would like, you put the time in. But if you need help with that, call our office and we will do that for you. I also left flyers on the back table. Everyone have a happy Passover and a happy Easter. Thank you.
Congressman Hakeem Jeffries. Over. New York City Controller Sergi Ed. Brooklyn Borough President Brett. Buddy Ed. You got Raul Rothblatt from the Commission on Human Rights.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Hope everyone had a wonderful Ramadan if you celebrated. Hope you have a lovely Passover if you're celebrating. Happy Easter and happy equinox. I like equinox. Don't want to forget that one also. My name is Raul Rothblatt. I'm the Jewish Communities Liaison for the New York City Commission on Human Rights. So I'm just here to say that the New York City human rights law is probably the strongest in the country. We protect against bigotry based on age, race, color, religion, gender expression. We have 25, more than 25 categories that we protect against. I left some flyers in back. But more importantly, if you face some sort of bias, we just want to make sure that you know your rights and you report them. It's free to call our office. The main areas we protect are in housing and in job discrimination and public accommodation. So if you want to rent an apartment and somebody finds out that you're Sikh and they don't call you back, and people won't necessarily say, oh, it's because of this, I don't like that group. That's usually that people don't respond, they ghost you, they do other things. So we're aware of those types of discrimination. So if you face that discrimination, you generally have a year to report it. And if you can't prove it and you're retaliated against, you're protected that way too. You're protected against retaliation. So these are rights that we have and that we need to use, because if we don't use them, they'll disappear and they'll weaken. So it's really, we'll do our part to make sure that people know about it, but I want to make sure that everybody knows about their rights as well. I'm now assigned to Community Board 13, so I would love to stay in touch with people. I'll come to the district cabinet meetings mostly, but I do want to stay in touch, and if you have groups for me to meet, I would love to meet with them, and I'll leave my information with the board members here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raul. Before we go on to the approval of the minutes, I just want to thank the 60th Precinct Community Affairs people for being here tonight. May we safe. Thank you. Okay, approval of the minutes for the adoption January 28th, 2026 minutes. Can I get a motion? Motion approved. Second.
Okay. Demetrius Blau. Lakeisha Bowers. Deborah Carter. Marion Cleaver. Charlene Davis. Yeah. Lolita Jibalova. Jennifer Dublin. Yeah. Alda Fort. Natasha Franklin. Roman Giddis. Taj Graham. Selena Grant. Ronald Greenberg. Yes. Barbara Govell. Yeah. Jeannie Hernandez. Thomas Hopeful. Maxim Ipadov.
Yes.
Jacqueline Johnson. Yeah. Yuri Krasner. Angela Kravchenko. Victoria Krugelitz. Melissa Mai.
Yes.
Elena Mockman.
Yes.
Minnie Mankia.
Yes.
Mark Marnick.
Yes.
Christian Malieri.
Yes.
Maria Montalvo.
Yes.
Alan Newman.
Yes.
Pat O'Brien.
Yes.
Robin Carrison.
Yes.
Nadia Pira Makadova.
Yes.
Milagros Quillis. Anne Markowski.
Yes.
Jeffrey Stanhope.
Yes.
Fran Schwartz. Tatiana Siegel.
Yes.
Michael Silverman.
Yes.
Sheila Small. Yes. Vladislav Spector. Andrei Tikhonov.
Yes.
Vanya Vasilevsky.
Yes.
Dennis Begarin.
Yes.
Joanne White. Annette Wesley.
Here.
And Glenda Zellenstein.
Thank you, Barbara.
Chairperson's report, I just want to mention that Jeannie couldn't be here tonight, she's sick, so she's not gonna be able to give the oral meeting. My report, as you know, the February meeting was canceled because of the difficulties people were having after the heavy snowstorms. We got through it and now we can look forward to the beautiful spring weather. We'd like to thank the New York City Department of Sanitation for their cleanup efforts after the storm. Unfortunately, we have a record number of potholes. Please report this to 311 and call the CD13 office with the complaint number so it can be followed up. Community board appointments and changes. The terms of half the board members expire in even years. The terms of remaining board members expires in odd years. In mid-April, Borough Hall will announce who has been reappointed as well as who was newly appointed to any vacancies. There are now term limits for community board members. 2026 will be the last of service for some of our board members: Joanne Rice, Marion Cleaver, Michael Silverman, Jerome Mikowski, Lakeisha Bowers, Annette Wesley, and Olga Ford. They are all very experienced and knowledgeable about the workings of the board and the needs of the community. It would be wonderful if they shared their expertise with newly appointed board members. So I'm asking those people whose term limits are expiring if they would be willing to mentor newly appointed board members. Please let me know if you are interested in doing so. Contact Community Board Office. Due to changes in board membership, Maria Montalvo will now be the vice chair of Parks Committee, and Robin Parison will be vice chair of the Economic Development Committee. Election of officers. According to our bylaws, the election of CD13 officers occurs in even number years. Elections will be held at the June General Board meeting. The nominating committee will be formed to oversee the election process. If you're interested in serving on the nominating committee, contact the CD13 office for more information. A letter will be going out soon after this meeting, as a reminder. CD13 would also like to congratulate Stefana Lipinskaya, the CEO of South Brooklyn Health, on her appointment as the new CEO of Maimonides Health. Finally, well deserved. Finally, the day that we've all been waiting for has arrived. The blessing of the rides. Dennis? Stand up, Dennis. It's this Sunday, March 29th at 10 a.m. at Nino's Wonderful Wheel Park. To those who celebrate, we wish you a happy Easter, happy Passover, and an enjoyable Women's History Month. Thank you. Eddie, it's your turn. You got the floor.
Thank you. Alright, as Jeff mentioned about the blizzard, it was a crazy winter. We had to shovel twice in the big storm, and hopefully, as you know, we haven't met since January, so there was a lot of active events, women's history event. Coming this Friday is gonna be another women's event. I have to mention that there was one that Keisha held last week and honored one of our board members, Karen Schwartz. And that was very well deserved. We also have as our chair mentioned, legislative breakfast with South Brooklyn Health, mentioning about the needs that they have for the hospital. It was well attended by the elected officials to hear their concerns. We also have a mural over, look at this, it's called the Coney Island Creek Resiliency Project. We are, not we, but Coney Island Beautification Project, EP Parks and Partner and Waterfront Alliance are trying to pick your brains about how to protect the shoreline. We know that Pat, Harbor and Fisher and member are trying to do it for the whole tri-state area. This year is meant to protect our area for the Coney Island Creek. If you can, on April the 11th, April the 16th, at the educational hall, they're going to ask the members, community members, it's free, to express their concern about how to protect ourselves from the next storm. Let's see, we also, as mentioned, Wednesday, right, which is Sunday, and also the opening of the Cyclone roller coaster, is gonna be a one weekend. The April the 3rd, which is Brooklyn Cyclone opening, which happens to be on Good Friday, is opening up this early season. So that will be that's coming next week. One or two things or three things that you guys should know. In your folder, we also have a scoping meeting, not by us. This is by city plan. It's a public hearing basically for 3030 Ocean Parkway. People have been calling us asking about why didn't we know about. This is a scoping meeting. Scoping meeting basically asking people what is right, what's wrong with this project. If anyone hasn't seen it, there's a website that's here. We also sent it in our newsletter, that you can look at it more in detail. But they're trying to build on 3030 Ocean Parkway between Ocean View and West Brighton at 2 buildings. Ocean Park on Ocean Park and on that Avenue side too, which is but if you have concern, go to that meeting, go to the meeting, or you can Zoom or give testimony to this project. Meeting that we're gonna have, public safety, it's gonna happen in April. I don't have the date yet, but the concerns are the shooting that happened on Murray and Sewell, what's been happening here, what do you call it, at McDonald's. If anyone hasn't heard, yesterday there was a shooting. Also, there were, McDonald's on Murray and. Yeah, yes. No, in the public safety meeting, they're gonna discuss about it. I don't have the details, it just happened yesterday. It's still being investigated, yes. I don't give any false information about what has happened there. Also, I don't know if anyone heard, but there was a body they found. Yeah, West. It is now just, we have to look it up, to make sure. West Second Street and Avenue D. Avenue C. All West Second Street. Today, yes. So we have to, we don't know the details, we heard about it, and hopefully at the public safety meeting, they'll go further into detail or at least elaborate on what they happened. Alright, although I don't know if we had the education, let's see, like. If it's possible, we'll have education meeting in April. Also, because of the short month, we have 1 week that's break. We're not having one meeting that week. It's just parents are out and it's not fair for trying to get everyone together. So there's only 1 week of meeting, which is the week of the 13th. Let's give you the heads up. Alright, So whatever meeting we'll have is that week, because the following week, on the 22nd of April, is our board week, so it's the fourth Wednesday, not the fifth, right? It's not the fifth, but last week, it's fourth Wednesday. And, also, you guys got this in your email, we were gonna print this out after what we printed out already. It was basically the results from the agency. They basically said, we have no money, we're concerned, but we don't have, thing, asked the elected officials, the whole nine of certain things that were addressed this year was each, the board, we actually got $1 billion. When we asked for it, they responded by the end of the year, so we asked for the $1 billion, we asked for the fixing of the wall. They responded and we got it. So other than that, we're gonna keep in touch, something, and if there's any other questions, I know. Yeah.
Yes,
What did you just hold up?
The response is, I sent it to you guys. Yeah, so we don't want to print out a lot of things, but you should read it, and if not, come to the office, we'll print it out for you.
And this is on the board book?
They're fixing the whole wall, $1 billion. 1 billion, not 1 million.
we also, on that topic, we have to make sure that the $1 billion doesn't disappear. It was $50 million for sanitation though. And that disappeared. And the controller doesn't know where the money went.
We'll watch it, we'll watch it very close.
Okay, now we have, correspondence, number one.
Good evening. Join Assembly and Michael Knucklepuff and New York City Department of Sanitation for free community shredding on April 3rd from 9 to 12 p.m. at 1809 Ellis Avenue. Shredding all your pipes.
That was a short. Okay. Okay, we're right on schedule. Okay, now for the committee reports. Anybody who's missing, who didn't come to the committees, they can get the links so they can review them. Okay, the first committee report is gonna be land use, Sam.
Hi, good evening. The sensitive topic, All right, this is about, thank you, Barbara, for the minutes. You should have in the handout. You can find it.
Excuse me 1 minute. I gotta make an announcement. Now that we're in the business session, okay? Only community board members can speak, not the residents. Thank you.
I thought it was in trouble. All right, the handout. No. Anyway, so it's in the handout. You have the minutes. Thank you, Barbara. All right, this is regarding 2950 West 24th Street, Ocean Towers or Ocean Queen. They want a zoning change pretty much from R6 to R7s. And pretty much reduce parking spots from 167 parking spots to 143. 18-story structure, mixed use. Now, they want pretty much put in there 410, out of them 408 dwelling units would be part of HPD Extreme Low and Low Income Affordable Program, which is ELA, E as network, LLA program. 315,000 square feet. They're about 0.6 miles away from the subway. Now, the committee had an issue with the violations. What's affordable, not affordable control for the state. Removing 24 parking spots. The school, the PS 288 about the parking spots. They can also use it, sanitation issues, building conditions. But the developer pretty much said he spent $14 million into renovations. And another issue came up with traffic study, traffic situation. Now the committee voted 7 no's. No, and that was the end of it. Nobody voted yes, nobody abstained. Afterwards, the developer did come back with somehow the tenants voted in support. There was engagement, conversation with PS 288 about job creations, having the students have a tour. There was more information about DOB violations and they have a new elevator. I guess elevator company, not elevator, person, so that's a big apple, yes. So still, the committee voted 7 no's. So now you guys vote.
And, well, we can have a discussion on the
Discussion?
motion. Yes.
Oh, you wanna a microphone or?
No, yeah. Like, go.
Barbara needs. You can write the minute.
All got the letter, okay? We all got the letter about correcting violation.
I can't hear you.
When you open 29, 50, West 24th Street, that's what you see in red, okay? Failure to collect, to make corrections for violation. Okay, from department to building. Yes, they reduce some number of complaints, but it's still a lot. I honestly had no time to read all of them, but a lot, it's about quality of life complaints. Because every other complaint is concurrent there. Also, I wanna ask Christian, I remember when we had land use committee, you and developer had conversation. And I overheard that it might be paid, subsidized, partially paid by the city. Am I right or am I wrong? They're applying for whatever program that covers the cost by the city.
I don't know about that, but I know this, that none of the fines were issued.
Yes.
Especially for multiple serious safety incidents, or responsible by them following practice. And none of the fines were paid. So I had asked them, why should tenants in the city, but they say building state, your legal compliance, they're just.
Oh, I I'm a member of land use committee, so since all of us, we voted no, you know my opinion, but I want everybody to see it. Regardless of
Is this for voting today, why we have to opinion?
I'm not talking.
Discussion.
Not giving you opinion, Andrew. I'm giving you
You
facts.
said, you know, my opinion, and someone see that. I think it's a little bit.
It's not,
It's
okay.
incorrect. It's incorrect, because we're here voting, and let everybody vote as they want. We don't.
Let-
Discussion on a motion.
About the opinion, it's out by law, you mentioned it several times.
No.
No, during the ULM presentation, okay, where they have the slides and everything. Community board members cannot give their opinion, okay, otherwise they lose their vote. When they have a land use committee meeting, they're allowed to give their opinion.
Yeah.
And they don't lose their,
Have a meeting, that's it.
okay, so you wanted to say what you wanted to say, that's perfectly allowed. Yes.
Everyone, the question I have is, at the meeting, and it was stated that, votes were taken by the, did we ever?
No,
say
I mean, regarding that issue, it came out, I don't know when, later on. I have not, um,
What the identity did, someone just say.
well, what or? No, I mean, it's, okay, one more time, regarding the school thing, I brought it up, is just to be, what happened at school is, they mentioned the sculpture and, Chair, Jeff Summer, the sculpture, and pretty much, they offered to, if the students, to walk through, maybe about teaching about the structure.
Have you seen anything in support of their?
No.
Okay, if you're gonna look to it again, toward the end, is a letter from the attorney. So the day states something about the engagement with PS two eighty-eight. Mm-hmm. You want the microphone or? Yeah, please.
So I did sit in on the meeting and there was a part of conversation about kids learning the construction and things like that. But the principal and the assistant principal concerns were the noise, the rats, the traffic, and then the supermarket that's being built. One entrance is gonna be across the street from the school, so they were worried about the loading and unloading, there will be no parking for the truck to come in to unload. So there was a lot of concerns about the school, they were not always 100% for this project.
Thank you. I just want to emphasize here, I was talking about, if you go to the bylaws, okay, Article 9 on the agenda, public hearing, number 1, public hearing. A member of the board may ask questions, but may not at this time state an opinion without relinquishing his or her right to vote. That's what the bylaws say. But at the land use committee, like I said, you're allowed to express your opinion. This is like a big committee, okay? Like a big committee, general meeting, okay? Okay, anybody else have a discussion?
I just wanted to point out that with controversial things like this, the committee votes go 3, 4, or 3. I'm not gonna call anybody's name out, but we have very reasonable people on this land use committee, and they all agree this shouldn't happen. So I just want to express my skepticism of those 2 minute people that said 70% of 270 people agree with this, when we couldn't find one person on this community board to agree with it. So I have a skepticism of their research methods.
Thank you. Okay, we're gonna close the discussion now. Let's take, we have the, fine, you have one time?
Yeah.
The speaker that spoke before said that 50% of the buildings, some figure like that, would be doctors moving into the building. And then it would.
No, what happens, okay, right now it's R6 zoning, 4.8 FDR, which means, what is 4.8, anyways? The land size times 4.8, that's how much it can build. It's, again, as a right, they can build it, but they can choose to build community facility maybe, or mixed use, is that choice. R6 zoning allows that.
But they alleged that they had a commitment for a supermarket. And that there was a commitment for a certain number of doctors that would be moving.
That's, I don't, did anybody get with the same, I don't think so. No. Just saying.
You seconded.
That's why I want to take the roll call. I want to take the roll call. Thank you very much, Andre. You expressed yourself. We understand where you're at. Okay? Excuse me, we're taking the roll call. We have a motion already. Excuse me,
Wait a second.
no, wait a second.
Why you not letting me ask the question?
You already asked the question.
When did I ask the question?
You minutes ago.
No, I did not. I did not ask my question.
We're moving on to the roll call. We already have a motion.
I raised my hand 3 questions ago.
You have a second.
That was for approving the minutes.
Okay.
They don't have a motion for this.
Okay. And ask your question.
My question, if you're saying that by RC zoning, they have a right to build, what's the difference between R7 and R6 in terms of that, whether they can build extra, floor, extra stores, extra facilities, and on the parking, what's the difference? Because I don't really understand what we're fighting for, because right now is whether we approve the zoning, or, not approve it, whether we okay or not okay, but what's the difference for us there?
That's better.
If they still can build.
That's better for the attorney's answer.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Let's get a motion You don't need a motion. In committee.
Okay,
Motion to approve in a second.
That's what I'm asking for. Can I get a motion? Can I get a?
Look over that. You were supposed to look over, what's the difference?
actually, in this situation,
Bill, and we spend our time.
okay,
Sources, but they still gonna build, no matter what. So they can build by their right.
okay, on R6 zoning, what happens is this, if you go 13 stories, you go 2.43 FAR. 13 stories, residential towers, they can go a little bit lower, now, number one, number two, if it's a wide street, they can get 4.8 FAR. Which means you can build more in certain ways, but those is put in the community facility. And also, well, and one of the major things you got to understand is the parking requirement. R6 is what requires 50% parking requirement. R7 is much less.
About the kids, about noise, about.
Also, the school,
But what's the point? What's the difference? They're gonna build. It's still gonna be the same noise, still gonna be the same traffic, still gonna be, everything is the same. That's the thing.
Okay. They can
So
build-
why you were bringing the school principal concern about the noise?
Okay,
if
listen
there's
to me.
no difference?
Okay, I'm just saying that my job, my obligation, my duty is to give you the information, you do what you want with it. I can say, I'm saying good and bad. My duty is to give you all the information, number one. Number two, we spent more than 3 hours on this. I'm trying to narrow it down to maybe 3 minutes. The bullet points, more details that you can watch a video for 2 hours, or you can read whatever Barbara typed up. But what happens if you want more details, we can meet up, and I can take details about R6, R7 zonings. But the main key is that right now I gave bullet points, situations, the agenda, summarize. You want to talk for 2 hours? I can. You want me?
Parliamentary, this came out of committee.
But it was defeated.
Okay, so then we still need a motion. Okay, can I get a motion? Who's making the motion? I think. Okay. Well, we'll get the roll call.
What's the motion? Or again?
No, my motion is always positive.
Yeah, so it's four.
Read that. You wanna read?
Okay, the motion is. What is it? Okay. The motion is very simple. To approve this application, the York application for the rezoning special permit of 2950 West 24th Street. The motion is approved. So if you vote yes, you say approve. You vote no, you say I don't want, it's not approved. Very simple. Is it correct, Michael Simon?
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you.
Okay. Barbara, Deputy, roll.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Selena Gomez. Right now.
And it's any only discussion, oh,
Deborah Potter, thank you. Charlene Davis. No. Jennifer Dublin. No. Natasha Franklin. Selena Grant. Ronald Greenberg.
Yes.
Barbara Lavelle. Thomas Hofer. Maxim Iberdo.
Abstain.
Jacqueline Johnson. Angela Kravchenko. Victoria Kugelis. Melissa Mai.
I don't know. I have no opinion.
Elena Martin. No. Vinnie Makita.
No.
Mark Marnick.
No.
Victor Molieri. Maria Montalvo.
No.
Alan Newman.
No.
Pat O'Brien.
No.
Robin Harrison.
No.
Naja Paramatagova. Milagros Quillis. Sam Rakowski. Jeff Sanoff.
No.
What? Speaker. No. Michael Silverman.
No.
Sheila Small. No. Vladislav Spector.
No.
Andrei Chikamarov.
Stay.
Tanya Vasilevsky.
Abstain.
Dennis Vidaris.
No.
Annette Wesley. No.
Let's move on to the next one, Health Committee, Jennifer Dublin.
Nothing done, I'm going to give the report, but I have some.
Okay. One second, can I get the vote, Barbara? Quiet, please, getting the vote out.
In favor, 29 opposed, 5 abstentions.
Okay, motion is denied.
Good night, everyone. So we had a meeting with Dr. Little from the endocrine clinic, the diabetes clinic at Coney Island Hospital. And yeah, sorry, South Brooklyn, Dr. Ruth Bader Ginsburg Hospital. So basically what he spoke about is the opportunities that the constituents of this area have where they can come, especially the diabetics with complications, where they can be, where they can come and be treated as a whole person. What they do is not just manage the diabetes, but the complications, the eyes, the feet. He also spoke about the fact that anyone, whether you're insured or not, can feel free to come to the clinic where you will be treated. There is a new A1C test. Everyone who's diabetic know that usually it takes 3 months for them to do a A1C test. But however, he said they have something new that they can do a test in 2 hours, you will get the results. So the bottom line to this is, if your friend, your family, you or anyone else has diabetes, encourage them to come to the clinic here. You will be well treated.
Okay, Elaine, street closing committee?
Okay. If you all can do me a favor, because it's kind of late and you're gonna be tired of me because I have to. So, if you can open your handouts, it's the 7 events, if I'm not mistaken, so. 7 or 8, not even one new event. Every event took place before. Each and every event was approved by street closing committee. I'm not gonna go into details, so made the motion and none, everything is approved. Okay, event number 1, 49th annual Brighton Jubilee, Brighton Neighborhood Association is sponsored for Sunday, August 23, 2026. You know it's in Brighton Beach Avenue, Coney Island. Event number 2, Church Annual Festival, Saturday, July 11, 2026, Mermaid Avenue between West 24th Street and West 22nd Street. Okay, it's a Milagros meant for many years. Event number 3, Nathan's famous July 4th hot dog eating contest, Friday, July 4th, 2026, Steelwood Avenue, also nothing new, even a taste of hot dogs. Event number 5, at Brooklyn Camp Run Marathon, Saturday, May 26th. It's a little bit of it's a little bit in our area, mostly it's outside of our area. But it will take place, as I said, Monday 16th. Event number 6. Young had snowed Wednesday, April 22nd, West End Street. Event was, it's a full street closure by Luna Park. Event was approved by our committee before. Okay, and we do more. Okay, event number 7. Coney Island YMCA Community Health Fair, Saturday, April 16, just around the corner, West 29th Street between Shore Avenue and Market Avenue. Event number 9, Community School Forum, Friday, May 1st, 2026, West 35th Street, between Neptune Avenue and Mermaid, full street closure. It's PS 188. This event we had before. It's a little bit change of location, but everything stayed the same. So end of report.
Very good. Okay, we got to vote on it. Okay. Let's make a motion for this one. Yeah. We're cutting that already. Christian and Connie, not Connie, Nanny, I'm looking at you. Second.
All events approved by committee again. If you can say yes for all. Yes for all but one, so you can say yes for 1, 2, 3, 4, no for whatever.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Keisha Bowers. Deborah Carter. And Sean Davis.
Yes.
Jennifer Dublin.
Yes for all.
Natasha Franklin.
Yes for all.
Taj Graham. Oh. Selena Grant. Ronald Greenberg.
Yes, everything.
Barbara Gavel. Thomas Hopeful.
Yes, for all.
Maxim Ibedo.
Yes to all.
Jacqueline Johnson.
Yes.
Angela Pavchenko. Victoria Kugler.
Yes, all.
Melissa Mai.
Yes, all.
Yelena Markman.
Yes.
Minnie Mankia.
Yes, to all.
Mark Murden.
Yes to all.
Richard Malieri.
Yes to all.
Maria Montalvo.
Yes, to all.
Alan Newman.
Yes to all.
Ed O'Brien.
Yeah.
Roger Silva.
Yes, to all.
Lazarus Fuller.
Yes.
Karen Mikowski.
Yes to all.
Jeffrey Sandor.
Yes to all.
Fran Ford. Tatiana Siegel.
Yes, to all.
Michael Silverman.
Yes to all.
Sheila Smalls.
Yes, to all.
Vladislav Spector.
Yes to all.
Andrei Chekhomarov.
Oh, yes.
Tanya Vasilevsky.
Yes, to all.
Dennis Medaris. Annette Wesley.
Yes, to all.
Unanimous.
Say, the next committee report is again, Elena license.
Yeah, and I apologize. We had 4 licenses, but I will report on 5. Let me start from the 5th one, we don't have it, so when we have you more concentrate. Back in September 2025, the new establishment on the address
532 Neptune.
Actually, connection, we are talking about this new building, SKS restaurant came to us for approval. We approved them, but they did not file with the state liquor State legal authority has ruled, if you don't file within 100 days after you notify community board, you have to re-notify it up. If it's more than a year, they have to come back to us. But again, people wanna open their establishments. We all are for businesses. And as a chair, since it's much less than 1 year, I made the decision to bring this license to full community board to all. So since it's exactly the same application, all the same, they fill out stipulation, all the same. So it's gonna be 5 licenses we are voting on.
What's the name of the place?
SKS. When they came to us, they said it's gonna be diner type. Michael, am I right? You remember, yeah? It's gonna be diner type. And they apply for a full legal license. They're not applying for any outside space. They're not applying for the street program. They would use outside space, it's like patio on a building. So they don't have to, it's 3 or 4 tables, they don't have to apply for anything. So pedestrians or traffic will not be affected. Okay. What we had to, okay, we also have a license. I feel they're our relatives now because they keep coming to us with it's exactly the same request, but some changes, different people. It's Tiura. Everyone, I believe for now knows Tiura. It's 1215 Third Avenue. Currently, they have beer, wine, and cider in-house, and they're applying for a full liquor license. They applied before, we voted, but I believe it's a store close to the previous one. For whatever reason, they did not apply, so they came back to us. So community approved. We all know that we have this stipulation form. It's not really required by state liquor authority, but we have this form and we call it an agreement between community and the So this form says what time they're gonna close, until what time they're gonna play music, what kinds of music, and I don't know. So, okay. One more. New full liquor license application for a door hall Inc. located at 4145 Brighton 4th Street, Brooklyn, New York. It's a boardwalk. There is a restaurant there. They keep changing since Small Tatiana left and Valna got closed. They're different people, but it's not actually new license in the area. It's just different owners. If you know, I don't know how many people know, they're experienced people. They have a restaurant, Konya Avenue, Moldova restaurant. It's always full. So they are bringing Moldovan, Romanian food to Brighton. It was also approved by me. I'll go to the fourth one before we go to the fourth. The fourth one, it's this again. The fourth one, actually, it's a story very similar to the story I told you from the beginning. This is new full liquor license application for GL Solutions, New York TBA, Man Eye Agent Fusion Food located in 2006 Third Avenue. It's next to the Veterans Building. They came to us a year ago, and since they were not able to finish the renovation, get all permits to finish the work, and it's more than a year or more, they had to come to us back. So also, we check this time. And we have the fourth license. We have the fourth license, it's for 88 Brooklyn Events LLC. I give you address, I don't know if it helps you a lot. This is 27 West Fifth Street, Brooklyn, New York, 11224. Yeah. But this is, it's the same operator who was there in 2023 and 2024, not last year, 2023, 2024. Actually, maybe not the same operator, but the same manager. Okay. I mentioned stipulation for a reason. They put time. Even though they put time and they asked us to approve every day, 7 days a week until 11 o'clock, meaning that they're gonna stop more music at 10, which is actually allowed by New York City, and they were asking for extra hour just to clean the crowd, clean the back and forth about sound. Unfortunately, they were not sound and position of speakers. It's one of the main questions we always have when it comes to artwork. Okay. I don't know what you can do, but it's still gonna be loud. It's still gonna be loud. So we force them to change stipulation. I don't know if they're gonna come. We change stipulation and we change time, okay? Yeah, we change time from Sunday to Thursday, all big days, to 9 o'clock, meaning they have to stop music. Also, it's not in new law, but for some reason, it was enforced last year, saying that people with a temporary license cannot play any music outside, not at all, okay? And when you have inside premises, it's only recorded music, no band, nothing. I advise each and every applicant about it because all of them wanna get temporary doors. It might take few months to get full liquor license. So yes, it was approved because even though we had 300 different questions to artworks, and they said yes to everything we asked, okay, except position of the speakers. Probably they're not engineers, so they don't know. It was approved by committee. If you look at the minutes, I don't know if you read them, it was number of residents from the area speaking against it. Mostly residents from Brightwater Towers, I believe, some buildings on West 19th Street or 16th Street, 15th Street, and some people from Luna Park. Yeah. And they were speaking. So that again, we have 5 licenses to vote on, 5. If you number 1, SKS, the one who came to us 6 months ago. Number 2, Tiura. Number 3, Place and Important. Number 4, the new Chinese restaurant on Veterans Building. They also came to us before. And number 5, it's Artwork. So if you vote yes for all or 4. Okay, thank you. And 1 second. Happy Passover, happy Easter, enjoy all holidays.
Motion to approve 4 o'clock. 1 minute, we don't need a motion.
Motion to approve.
No.
Happy Passover.
Motion approved. It does not need a second. It came out of
committee in the affirmative.
Ready?
Keisha Barry. Deborah Carter.
Okay, say yes for all, yeah, say yes for all.
Okay. Charlene Davis. Jennifer Dublin. Yes to all. Natasha Franklin. Yes. Selena Grant. Ronald Greenberg. Yes, all. Barbara Gorell. Thomas Hoffel. Maxim Ibados. Yes to all. Jacqueline Johnson. Angela Kravchenko. Yes. Victoria Kubelik. Yes. Melissa Mine. Yes to all. Elena Lockman. Yes to all. Minnie Mankita. Yes to all. Mark Martin.
Yes to all but Art Walls. That's a no. I think it's number 5.
Christian Molieri.
Yes to all.
Maria Montalvo. Yes to all. Ellie Newman.
I must abstain from number 5 and yes to 1 through 4.
Pat O'Brien.
Yes to all 5.
Robin Harrison. Yes. Nadia Pyramidova. Yes to all. Milagros Quillis. Sam Rakowski.
Yes to all.
Oh no. Damn, yeah. Jeff Sanoff.
Yes to all.
Brad Schwartz. Janet Siegel. Yes to all. Michael Silverman.
Yes to all.
Sheila Smalls.
Yes to all. Thank you.
To all.
I'm Tracy Omeron.
Oh, yes.
Anya Vasilevsky. Dennis Vidaris. Annette Leslie. That's it, thank you.
I'm really sorry about getting tired. You have a list of all renewals, if you don't vote for renewals, it's all for you FYI. It's all businesses, Wednesday.
Thanks for joining. Okay, next committee is the Joint Land and Economic Development Committee. Sam and Alan.
I'll make this very brief. You'll find in your packet, there's a letter written to councilperson Julie Menon with regard to local law 75. This came into committee. We discussed it at great length. You'll also note in here that the committee voted no to local law 75, and we drafted this letter that would go to the city council showing our lack of support and for our request to have the law repealed. Does anyone have any questions about what local law 75 is? Because I'll be happy to explain it. Local law 75 clearly, plainly states that those businesses who currently have roll-up gates, roll up and down gates that are solid, must be replaced with gates that are
70%.
70%. Thank you. I appreciate it. 70%. The major downside of that is the cost to small businesses in our neighborhood, particularly, who are vulnerable. those costs could range anywhere from $7,500 to $15,000. So again, that is why the committee has voted, the committee has written this note, written this letter, and I believe now we're looking to approve that this letter be sent to the council, city council, and that is what this vote is. So how would the vote go, please? All right, motion to approve to send the letter. You would say yes.
Barbara?
And there was a second?
Well,
Wait, can you put the letters, Ron?
All right. Next report is.
Letter.
Yeah, letter.
All right, thank you, Barbara, for the minutes one more time. This letter is about supporting a project at 3050 West 21st Street, which is by Surf Avenue. Now, what happened is this: during the 2009 rezoning, there was approval of disposition of selling a piece of land, which NYC EDC, which is a New York City Economic Development Corporation, released an RFP, which is a request for proposals, and developers write back to EDC, and EDC decides who they want to work with, which developer they choose to work with. Now, once it decides, don't be the stages, it's will go back and forth until DOB approves the project. Now, even though it's only one page letter right here, a lot of hours went into play. A lot of hours went back, a lot of hours went into it. So I want to thank all the members, pretty much: Angela, Roman, Christian, Charlene, Yuri, Jenny, Marianne, Joanne, Jeff, and especially Michael Silverman for writing the letter for us. And if I forgot your name, sorry. All right. So, Elena. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Elena. All right. So save the best for last. All right. Pretty much the letter says it's addressed to EDC. It talks about the project. From 3050 West 21st Street. It's gonna have affordable housing there. It got, by the way, the RFP that developer got selected back in October 2025. It's gonna comply with the affordability preference. And then maintain 160 parking spots, create new space for a structural garage, maximize return for city and minimize capital. It will have about 500 units. 25 will be permanent affordable housing, 32,000 square feet of retail community space. Now, the committee met, and the idea was pretty much to send a letter of approval subject to the developer agreeing to the following. There are 4 different items. The first one was periodical construction updates to let us community board know what's happening. Number 2 was community to become member of the South Brooklyn COAD, which is South Brooklyn Community Organizations Active in Disaster. Number 3, which is very, very important, is use of the community meeting space, 40 to 50 people, the verified CB13 community groups to have discussion, job fairs, etc. And then number 4, developer to consider offering and hiring qualified local workers for construction, local maintenance, and local workers for porter positions. So that's a letter of support, which should go for EDCs. That's what you're voting on. So if you're voting yes, you vote for the letter. If you're voting no, you vote against it. Thank you, Elena. Thank you, Michael Silverman. How can I pitch your name?
Thanks, Ken. Okay, before we get to the vote, because the vote will be the final attendance, and we'll be able to check out in here. I want to go to the good and welfare first and get that people. Okay, first Jacqueline Johnson. Right. Oh.
Because I received a letter from the threat. They that if I didn't load it, coming to my charge me $500. Yeah, I would. And if they change it, something to me, whatever they have. It's outside of the house. It's definitely to see. They took a picture of a plant and had it, but and put that my parents and I had a plan for it. I'm not about no line. I have had an issue with BP already, where there was a leak in the street. Who doors down from my house? They gave me a 3-day notice when I had to go and get a contractor for $10,000 to fix a leak that I never had. And all I did was an apology. They're sorry that they gave me the ticket in error. Nobody gave me back my. I have told every store and everybody over this. Nobody has bothered to give me back my money. So I don't want to receive another word. I can't say. Y'all get to me. Let DP come and have a conversation with them.
Okay. Do is you just email it to the office, CD office, and we'll follow that up. Okay, we'll get action. Let's go to Melissa May. You are.
Hi, everyone. The subject I will talk about, it will be very short, but I think it's important and I want to share it with you. It's about preventing dangers and crime in our community. I believe that if we start to stop it from the beginning, that will be more easier. This is for us, and this is for the one who's responsible for the safety in our community, our safety. So I'll give you one example. That's the dark window of the cars. Actually, one day I asked one of the police officers, why this dark window you leave it and you don't talk to them? He said, because it's not moving. The problem is those drivers, they do something wrong, but they know very well the law and they know how to use it for their interest. And they know, unfortunately, no one will hurt it. And if you ask that driver, why you do this in spite of you will get a ticket? He said, this one cost me $1,000 and the ticket is just $50. So let's say the cost is $1,050. It's not important. So when the people know that they will not get really punished, they will do it again. And that will save the potential dangerous when we receive an Amber Alert on our phones about someone kidnapped, especially if it's a little girl, or someone cannot talk, or anything like that. How could we know? We and the police, how do you know this car is suspicious? You don't know what's inside. And when you ask them, why you do that? They say it's a privacy. No, how come you practice your privacy and you're using public safety like a street? There's no privacy here. I must see you, you see me. This is much safe. And the police must see you too. If there is something dark, maybe undercover, maybe the police, maybe ambulance, I don't know. But for us, I don't feel safe when I see someone there. Maybe they have a gun or something like that, and I don't know about the intention. So back to this Amber. What if this girl cannot talk? But if we can see her from the window, that will save time, save life. Actually, I always see that, and I don't feel comfort with this, and I don't know about the others, but I know some of us, they like it, especially in the summer, because it prevents sickness, but this is not, it's life and safety is much important. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Okay, last for the month, Maria McLeod.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to talk about the shooting that happened on Mermaid and Stillwell. It's just very sad, scary. I am the PTA president at PS90. I'm also part of the CEC. And we're very concerned. I appreciate the fact that the cops are out there today. They were there all day, but you know, I see these kids out my window. I see them all the time, and they're not bad kids. They really aren't. I see them, they're just playing around. I go into McDonald's sometimes to pick up food for my kids, and I see them inside. They're not all bad kids. And we just have to hopefully come together as a community to find a solution and not just chastise them. They're minors, but yes, there has to be repercussions. We just have to figure out something together, just a solution, because it's scary. It could have been anybody, and thank goodness that it wasn't, you know, something tragic. Yes, somebody got hurt, but people got hurt, but we just need to find a solution. That's all. And I hope to make it to the safety meeting because I will follow up.
It's very sad, there's nobody from the board discussed it. They were here, it's ongoing investigation, just happened yesterday, so they don't have any information here. So, just gotta wait and see.
Okay. No. Right, so, okay. Barbara, take the roll call and that'll be the last. Yeah, can we make the motion? Okay, motion.
Letters. Letter to approve both the, what, 75 and parcel A.
Parcel A. Christian seconded.
Kristen second.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit in my schedule. 3 minutes, we got 3 minutes to get out of here.
So let's not prove against, we still doing the roll call.
We need the roll call.
We can stipulate.
No.
Let's wait time and continue, right?
Deborah Carter. Charlene Davis. Jennifer Dublin. Yes. Natasha Franklin. Selena Grant. Ron Greenberg. Yes. Barbara Lavelle. Thomas Hofer.
Just the vote.
Maxine Bedard.
Yes, we vote.
Jacqueline Johnson. Yeah. Angela Kravchenko. Victoria Krugerland. Lisa Mize. Elena Matson. Yeah. Peter. Yes. Mark Mernick.
Yes to both. Yes to both.
Talbot. Yes to both. Pat O'Brien.
So here, I mean, yes.
So Martin. Robin Harrison. Yes. Michael Paramacadova. Yes, Paul. Barbara Willis. Yes, Steve. Ed McCoskey.
Yes.
Jeffrey Stanor.
Yes to both.
And Tatiana Siegel. Yes, yes to both. Michael Silverman.
Yes to both.
Lewis Smalls. Yes, and good night. Try that before this one.
Yes to both.
I'm Jake, yes. Tanya Vasilevsky, yes, the most, Dennis McDermott.
I want to thank everybody for their cooperation. And 8:59.
Thank you very much.
Take care. Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna do the picture. No, let's see, right.
The people here who didn't leave.
Okay, yes, they should be. Michael, I think. Michael, Superman, Simone, and Annette, we gotta take a picture in the front. Yes, I know.
By the way, the letter said 27, not
Oh,
27.
29, 26.
You said 26 twice.
Don't put it.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Yeah, that's good. Simone. Hey. Yeah.
Smile, everybody.
Kevin, on take picture, remember that? No. Okay, go ahead.